अस्सलाम वालेकुम, वेलकम टू कन्वर्सेशंस एंड चाय विद लुबना। उम्मीद है कि आपको लास्ट वीक का शो पसंद आया होगा। जो हमारी गेस्ट थी दो मुनर इवेंट्स की, उन्होंने हमें एक्चुअली काफ़ी अच्छे आइडियाज़ दिए कि अभी भी अगर आपको अपनी वेडिंग करनी है कोविड के दौरान तो उसमें क्या न्यू आइडियाज़ आप लोग यूज़ कर सकते हैं। तो एक्चुअली काफ़ी उन्होंने अच्छे हमें टिप्स दिए विच वाज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग एज वेल। तो अब आज के जो हमारे गेस्ट हैं, अब हम वो भी वेडिंग से रिलेटेड है, वो हमें अपने मेकअप के बारे में बताएंगी कि उनका जो मेकअप का स्टूडियो है उसमें उनको क्या क्या चेंजेस करने की नीड हुई कोविड की वजह से। तो लेट्स मीट आवर गेस्ट। Assalamu alaikum. Hello Mariam, how are you today?
Welcome, Aslan. Good, how are you?
Very good. Thank you for being on the show today.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Oh no, that's great. So as you know, last couple of shows and then maybe another show after yours as well, we've been talking about what people changes or what are the new ideas for weddings during COVID because of COVID. Obviously there's a lot of disruption. So why don't we start off with your background so the viewers know who you are, what you do.
Okay, of course. So I am a professional makeup artist. I have my own makeup artistry business. It's called BU by MQ. I also offer skincare consultations with that. Along with my personal business, I also work full-time with the federal government, and I work part-time as a beauty advisor with Shoppers Beauty Boutique.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Busy.
I do keep busy.
It's good to be busy. So before we jump into this, why don't we take a quick break and we'll be right back. So why don't you tell us how you got started in this? I know you said you work full time.
Yeah.
So have you always been very creative, maybe throughout your teen years or during university and so on? What made you decide to become a makeup artist?
Honestly, to be honest, this is not at all a path I thought I would take. This is not, I didn't see myself ever becoming a makeup artist. I always loved makeup since a really young age, so I was that girl in middle school that wore makeup to school when no one else did.
Oh, okay.
So that I always had a passion for it, and in my free time when I was younger, I would always watch YouTube videos and learn and practice on myself.
Right.
So initially, how I started in this was I enrolled in online classes just for fun for makeup, and then I started practicing on myself, practicing on my family, and then they are the reason that I started my business in the first place. They pushed me to become offer my services
certified.
Yeah, exactly, offer my services to other people. And that's honestly how it started. Even till this day, every time I feel so overwhelmed, I'm like, I can't do this anymore, I have too much going on.
Yeah.
My family's like, yes, you can do it.
You can do it, yeah, exactly.
Course, yeah.
Because you work full time as well, exactly.
It can get overwhelming, but alhamdulillah, it's going well.
It's going well, yeah. You've learned to sort of manage your both ends.
Exactly.
So what kind of training is involved in becoming a certified makeup artist?
So initially when I started, I was just self-taught. I learned myself, and then I thought it was important to take certifications. The first one I ever did was I took a makeup artistry course at Algonquin College, and then from that I enrolled in a lot of other makeup courses from makeup artists that were world-renowned. So with them, it's because the reason why I did that is because they inspire me. So I want to learn their skills, and when you learn on YouTube, people only do makeup on themselves. You don't really get to see makeup on clients on YouTube as much. So with the makeup artists that offer online courses, they also teach you the back end of makeup artistry that you wouldn't learn on YouTube. So the business aspect of it, how to grow your business, how to market yourself and whatnot. So in that sense, that was a lot I learned from the certification programs, and then also just to maintain sanitation in your kit, which is more important now more than ever.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, with COVID.
So who have you worked with? Who did you learn from, I should say?
I've learned from Nilo Huck, Mevish Almas. Yeah, I learned from Sabrina Makeup. I've enrolled in Dress Your Faces online classes. Those are just some of the few
people, yeah. And is it quite costly to take their lessons?
It varies. So
it varies, okay.
Yeah, so some to be honest, like most of the time when I've signed up, it would be when they offer promotions. And then for master classes, the prices range around like $350 for one class. Online classes are a little bit cheaper. So yeah, like they range from like about $100 to a few $100s, and they can go up to the thousands for sure.
So it varies. So if you do a few of them, and how do you think that helps you in your field?
It helps in the sense that,
like what type of tips? Do they give you tips like if something goes wrong?
Exactly. Okay. So what kind of tips? So something that I learned from Dress Your Face, for example, is the way to apply eyeliner. Like I would just apply eyeliner, like, you know, close your eyes, let me do your eyeliner.
Yes.
But like what I learned from her is like you actually stretch your eye and you pull your eye up and then you do it, because the way we do our eyeliner, we're just used to, you know, seeing our eye the way we see it every day. But when you stretch your skin, you see there's actually some space in between that you would have missed. So just certain things like that, and also skin types. So skin types is also really important when applying makeup. Not everyone has the same skin as us. So when we do our own makeup, we get used to it, and we get used to our face shape, our features. But doing it on someone else, like it can be challenging for sure.
Oh yeah, and especially every time if you have a new client,
exactly.
right?
Everyone's skin is different.
Everybody's skin is different.
Yeah.
So okay, that's good to know. So has that? So they've given you just tips. Okay.
A lot of tips, a lot of products that they use. So makeup artists, they'll share pictures of their work, and their work is absolutely stunning, and I love their work, but they won't share the products that they use. So the classes are a good way. I think it's just because like everyone is so busy, like it takes a lot of time. Like even for me, when I share products, it takes me a long time to list out everything that I've used. So that's one thing that I've always wanted to learn is what products are they using on different skin types. You learn that for sure in your classes.
Okay. And what is, I know something else, it's called brand training. So what is that? Let's talk about that. Maybe a lot of people don't understand what that is. I know, like, I don't know what that means. I'm thinking it probably just means like if you're using all MAC products or something.
Exactly. Right. So brand training is, I actually, like twice a year, I'll attend training seminars from brands like Lancome, Estee Lauder, Clarins, Biotherm, Smashbox. So these are trainings that we're actually learning from the experts and people from the brand themselves. So we own a lot of these products. I mean, a lot of women purchase a whole bunch of things because they see reviews online and whatnot, right?
Right.
But with these brands, they actually teach you how to use it and the science behind it and how they're evolving and improving their products. There's new products in the market every day.
Every day,
So in the sense, the brand trainings actually teach you, they also have a makeup aspect to them. They'll, have a little makeup class, master class, but then they'll also have a skincare class. So kind of teaching you different skin types and what products work for various skin types. And
Okay. So basically you're saying each brand company like Lancome or so on, or Clarins or MAC or whatever, they're also providing lessons. Do you have to pay for those?
No, so these are actually part of my beauty advisor job with Shoppers.
Okay.
So with them, I've been with them for 3 years now, and so we get to attend, and it's honestly one of the perks because it keeps me up to date on the makeup trends. Makeup is changing every single day, so it keeps me up to date. I don't have to pay for them, so alhamdulillah, that in itself is a blessing to be able to learn that way.
And then it also tells you about which new products are coming.
Exactly.
So you mentioned Shoppers, so are you working at Shoppers as well?
I am,
oh my God.
I work
So you got a full-time federal job, you're doing your makeup plus Shoppers. Which Shoppers do you work at?
I work at the one in Bank and Walkley.
Bank and Walkley, so if anybody wants to visit you and get advice.
I'm your girl.
Right, and which days are you normally there?
Because of my full-time job, I work evenings, so I'm usually there after 6, and then I'll work weekends as well. If
anybody needs any beauty tips, they can go there. So what type of services does MQ offer?
So I have
it's Me by MQ.
BU
by
MQ. Yeah, the name was like it just came because we're like be beautiful, BU like.
Okay,
and then it rhymed with the MQ, so BU MQ.
Why not? Exactly.
So the services we offer, we have for makeup artistry, I do bridal makeup, I do daytime looks, I do corporate shoots, special events, so a lot of various types of makeup looks. But then, in addition to all of that, we also have, on my team, I have a henna artist, I have a hairstylist, I have a medical esthetician who will do your facials and microdermabrasion and stuff.
To get you prepped up.
To get you prepped up, exactly, for brides. And then me, myself, like I do a skincare consultation.
Okay. So basically, if a bride was to come to you, you could prep her, and then you said you've got the hair person plus henna. So that's good to know. So it's like a complete package, actually.
Yeah. So.
Okay, and how are your prices? Like, I know these packages could be quite costly.
Yeah.
For brides and so on, right? Like bridal party. And then what if somebody has a big bridal party? Do you accommodate them as well?
I do. So I do.
You have a team?
I have a team. So it depends. Like, I mean, with COVID, my bookings definitely I take a lot less people before I was doing a lot of on-site location or on-site weddings. But with COVID, actually, when COVID first started, I set up my own makeup studio. So alhamdulillah, that's something that I was able to start. So since COVID started, I haven't gone to anyone's home basically. So that itself, like, I'm able to maintain the safety protocols within my own studio because I'm making sure that I'm cleaning everything before and after my clients leave. So I haven't been going to people's house, but if someone's coming to my house, I do one appointment at a time. I don't have like a bridal party at one time.
So you'll have maybe just the bride and then Okay, so you're not. So you've been doing weddings during COVID, like in your own studio.
Yeah, but I mean, at this time
for safety precautions.
But currently with the COVID restrictions, makeup artists are still not allowed to do makeup. We can't offer services that require the removal of the mask.
Yes.
But I mean, that's been challenging. But for me, alhamdulillah, like, because I still have my other jobs, I'm not that impacted by it.
Right, exactly.
But I totally feel for the people that are doing this full time. Like, I know
it's hard for them, eh?
For sure.
Exactly. Yeah. So normally, how long ahead of time should people book you? If they're thinking like perhaps next year or something, you know?
With COVID weddings being pushed ahead to next year. So next year is booking quickly.
Yes.
Like, honestly, probably for most people, it is booking quickly. So get in your booking request as soon as possible. But on a typical day, I would request that you book probably 3 months minimum in advance.
Minimum, yeah.
Yeah, just because, especially if you're looking for a bridal package, we do have a lot of other team members that need to be available as well. And then also with my busy schedule, I need to make sure that your date is saved for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where is your studio located?
In Orleans.
Okay.
It's in Orleans,
perfect.
Yeah.
So if people need to go, they can book you. And what else was I going to ask you? Okay, so that's good to know. So they should book you at least minimum 3 months.
Minimum 3, but honestly with COVID there's so much uncertainty.
Yes.
I've had people call me last minute that my makeup artist is not feeling well. Like, we totally respect that, right?
Yeah, so, a lot of people are cancelling.
Exactly.
I think a lot of makeup artists who have kids, perhaps they've cancelled and then a bride is maybe stuck.
Exactly.
Because they're still going through with it, right?
I've had a lot of that. And so they'll ask me last minute, and if I'm available, I'm more than happy to take people in. I've actually had, so before the second restrictions were all placed, when I started doing makeup again in my studio, I had a pregnant woman reach out to me. And so she reached out to me because I did a COVID-19 certification. So it was just something for beauty experts in the industry to make sure that we're learning how to properly sanitize our kits and our workspace and whatnot. So when she saw that certificate online that I took the course, she's like, I trust you. Like, and it made her feel comfortable. She's like, I haven't been out of my house like all of COVID, and I feel nervous about getting my makeup done. But like, while she was there, she even told me, she's like, you made me feel super comfortable, and I feel like I'm in a good place. So even for a pregnant woman to feel comfortable, like, I make sure that you know, I'm making a safe environment for my clients, but also my family too.
So if somebody said, say, you know, I'm not saying obviously during COVID, but when you can go to people's homes, normally you would go to the people's home, right?
Yeah, I do.
Right, and do it there. What if somebody has few people they have to get ready?
I do that as well.
So do you have other people working with you?
I can
say there's a bride, then there's her mom, her 2 sisters or whatever. Say 4 or 5 people. How does that work?
So typically, I have done bridal parties for around like 6 people by myself. I would just start early in the morning. So I've had like start times of like 5 a.m. So we start with the bride. Yeah, we start with the bridesmaid. It's usually based on preference for if the bride wants to be ready first or not.
Because normally they have a photo shoot, right, to go to.
But I do also have other makeup artists that I work with. So if we have a 10 people bridal party, then I will take someone with me for sure for the makeup aspect of it. So we do, like, I mean, we don't limit the number of people we can take, but it depends on availability.
And what type of products do you carry?
So in terms of brands, I do range from drugstore to prestige brands.
Yeah.
So I use a lot of MAC, Huda Beauty, Too Faced, Tarte, Smashbox, NARS. Like I use a lot of those products. Benefit for brows and primers like are amazing. So I don't use one brand specifically because I mean
it varies,
it
right?
does vary, and because everyone's skin is so different, you can't use the same brand on all people. Like I always, before I start my makeup applications, I always start with a skincare consultation. So when someone initially emails me or reaches out to me for a booking, I always send them back a request form to fill out, and it's a little questionnaire, and in that they will include their skin type, the type of makeup they're looking for, their skin tone, if I don't know who they are, and that way I'll assess based on the questionnaire. But then when they come for the appointment, I also have a personal consultation with them before we start, so assessing their skin, so I know what type of products to use.
And do you do like a trial? I know some people they offer like a trial.
I do.
So how does that work?
So the trial depends on the bride itself. If the bride wants to have a trial, I've had brides that just trust me and they don't offer or they don't want to book a trial, but I would recommend booking a trial in advance.
Sometimes they do it because maybe the bride decides to go with some look, but she's not sure herself, right? How it's going to look on her.
For sure. So when I do my trials, I do half face with one look, and I'll do the other half of the face with another look. So you can kind of cover your face exactly and see.
That's interesting. That's a good way of
doing it. Just to see which look, and then if someone's doing like shadi and walima, so we'll do like a shadi look on one side and then walima look on the other side.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So that's how I do it.
Yeah, I think that's very interesting. Do you also offer like a airbrush?
I do not. No, I don't. No. Not yet, at least.
I know, like some people they ask for that, right?
Yeah, for
airbrush. I don't know. I guess it gives it a different look.
Right? It's supposed to be like a flawless makeup look.
Right.
I don't offer that yet.
That's good to know. So you mentioned because of COVID you had to take extra precautions. So what are they? Like I know one you probably have to. So what do you have to wear? Just a mask, or do you have to wear the shield as well?
I am wearing just a mask. The reason for that is because.
What about the client? Obviously they can't wear it because you're doing makeup on them.
Exactly. So if because I've only taken appointments in my studio, so when my safety precautions are.
So what's your routine?
My routine.
So somebody comes. Let's see what you do. It's all cleaned, obviously, sanitized.
Yeah. So when my client comes in, they have to be wearing a mask. They have to come alone. As soon as they enter my studio, they have to wash their hands. I will seat them down, and then when they're seated and comfortable, then I go and wash my hands. I'm wearing a mask at all times. And then we start the makeup, we start with a consultation, skincare, and then we move into the makeup. And then I do not use my phone whatsoever. And those are just the little things that you wouldn't think about because we're so used to like taking pictures in the middle of, you know, like.
But you take pictures?
I take them before, and then I wash my hands, and I'll take them after when I'm fully done. Because I mean, there's so many germs on our phone. So those are the little things you don't think about, but it is important to make sure we're not using our phones between our appointments. So yeah, that's typically what changed. And as a makeup artist, I've always maintain sanitary and safety protocols. It's important.
I think people do that anyways, right? Yeah. Some of the things you have to like washing your. So what do you do now? Like I know before they would spray the brushes and then clean them. Anyway, now what do you do?
So I don't do that at all. That is something I used to do. So I do have instant makeup brush cleaners, but with COVID I haven't been doing that, and I hope not to do that in the future anymore either.
So what do you do?
I keep different brush sets for if I have one client back to back. That's one thing. I always clean my brushes before an appointment, but then also after.
So you're saying when the client comes in, you'll use only one set and then put that set away.
Until
when the next client comes, you'll use if you have more than one.
Yes, exactly.
And then you wash them thoroughly and then bring them back.
I disinfect them completely.
So lots of extra prepping.
It is a lot of extra, and I find with because I'm wearing a mask, and I have new clients coming in that don't know me. They don't know who I am, right?
Okay,
so the mask like kind of minimizes your experience a little bit. I would like to see the face of the person that's doing my makeup, you know?
Obviously.
So it's a little bit different in that sense. But no, alhamdulillah, it's been going well, and it is nice, but it's just like I said, because I have my other jobs, I'm not as deeply impacted.
No, I know, but others are.
Yeah.
I know some. So did you get a lot of cancellations then this year? I know some weddings were still happening. People were just doing, I mean, obviously the bride still has to get ready, right?
Exactly.
Maybe if they're not having a full-on wedding, they're having something small, maybe with 10 people or 50 outside. What was happening?
Outside, exactly.
So did you find you were still busy? Or?
I was.
Because I know the people who are doing the photos.
Yes.
They mentioned they were super busy.
Yeah, no, I
like all of a sudden people decided to do all these photo shoots.
Yeah,
no, or photo shoots because they're not spending the money on anything else,
that's
right?
True. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been busy. I've had a lot of actually weekday weddings too.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So there's been a lot of weekday weddings. They've been a lot more intimate, and I think because there's so much uncertainty, people that want to still proceed with their wedding, they're just like doing it last minute.
They're just because they're not sure how long COVID is going to last, right? So, I think that's the thing. So there's this thinking maybe just do it. Like, do I want to wait 2 years?
Exactly.
No,
you don't know. Like,
you don't know.
Just get married.
Exactly. Just get married and enjoy yourself. Exactly. It's whatever is meant to be is gonna happen. Yeah. So did you find that it's definitely you have to give a lot more time now for each client.
Yeah.
So like before, if it was like 1 hour, you maybe need 3 hours. Is that what you're finding?
I mean,
double the time at least.
I don't charge my clients based on my time.
No, of course not.
Yeah, like it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
No, I mean for yourself, there's a lot more safety and cleanness. All this sanitizing, like you are mentioning, so it takes up a lot longer, right?
It does definitely. So. Before I would just clean my brushes I wasn't working from home before, like I didn't have my studio before, so I was going to someone else's house. I didn't have to do any of that. No. Right? Like, I mean, that wasn't even part of my routine. The only part of my routine was cleaning my tools and my brushes and my products. But now I have to clean my whole workspace, right? And like disinfect everything. And that in itself is all new before and after my clients come in.
So let me just ask you a question. I know you have to clean everything. So for example, if you're applying eyeshadow, so you may have to go over it a few times. So then every time you have to change your brush?
No.
You dip into the powder or you remove some eyeshadow and put it on a palette?
So yeah, exactly. I use a spatula and I will either like scrape some product out, but I also spray my powders with alcohol to disinfect them. Wow. Yeah, that's another thing that I do. So I know it is difficult to clean things like powders and whatnot, so I do spray them, but if it's any other like cream product or pots or anything, I always take them out with the spatula and I use like a little palette and just keep reusing off of that.
Right. So what would you say is one of your... Oh, can I ask you a question? Did you do your own makeup on your own wedding? We have to ask that question, right?
I did my skin, and then Samiksha Raj, she's like one of my closest friends and another makeup artist that I work with. She did my eyes. So like I was like, I need my... And she's like so pro at eyeliner and eyebrows. So I had her do my eyes.
People always wonder that, right? Like if it's a makeup artist or a hairstylist, do they do their own... for their own wedding.
It's because for me, I know my face best, and I know it was hard for me. I thought about hiring someone. I was like, it's just hard for me to trust someone else with.
Plus, you might not like it, right? Because if that's your speciality, obviously, if that's your expertise, you're not going to be happy with somebody else.
But not at all to take away from the experience of other
not
people.
At all.
But like, I was glad.
Just for yourself.
Yeah, because then I have no one to blame if I don't like it.
If you don't like it. Yeah, that's true. That's hard.
Yeah, no, I did.
Yeah. So, okay, so then you mentioned that, so now it's a lot longer for the brides. So obviously that means you're taking a lot less bookings, right?
I am taking a lot less bookings. I try to do one for every 3-4 hours or so, just to make sure I have enough time for the appointment, but also the prepping before and after. Yeah. So it's
so you have to, so you even if you want to have more clients, you can't.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Not
you're restricted because of the time.
Exactly, because I just want to make sure. Like, I mean, I still see my grandpa, and mashallah, he's 90 years old. So it's really important for me to make sure that
family time.
Exactly, that I'm making, I'm keeping a safe environment for my client, but also for myself and
for
my
yourself.
family.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I wouldn't book in more than I can in a day.
Right. So what would you say was one of your most memorable makeup sessions? It doesn't have to be a bride, it could be anybody. What do you
most memorable
or most enjoyable? Memorable or enjoyable?
Yeah.
Or maybe the hardest.
The hardest.
Because sometimes I know you can have a bride who's extremely picky, right?
I haven't had any horror stories. Like,
alhamdulillah,
no,
that's
I haven't.
Yeah.
One thing with me is I always want to make sure that my clients are happy with their look before they leave, right?
Before they leave, yeah.
I haven't had any horror stories. My most memorable, oh my god. Honestly, everyone,
somebody has like a fun thing, like, oh wow, like I really enjoyed this one.
So we did a bridal party once, actually. I think it was about 10 people, and the party itself was so lively. Like, you think that we were, like, South Asians have, like, fun parties and stuff. They were super. It was just so much love going on. And then while we were there, within the few hours that we spent doing their makeup, like the groomsmen brought in flowers, and it was just like such a special moment, a lot of tears, and so it was just a family bonding that was memorable from that aspect. It was a beautiful moment. I mean, weddings are beautiful in itself.
They are,
but it was
especially like ours are like 4 or 5 days long.
Exactly, yeah.
Which is
a lot of fun though.
A lot of fun, yeah. So what kind of ideas can you give to brides out there, if they're still thinking about getting married? What can they do to make their, I know it's COVID, so there's a lot of restrictions. You can't have a lot of people. So what can they do to make it more memorable or more exciting or maybe different for themselves? What would you advise them?
I would, because of COVID, I mean, we're wearing masks a lot more than we've never worn masks before, but the makeup, like, our focus has shifted from makeup to skincare, and that is what I would advise to my brides as well, is focus on your skin, have a skincare routine, so make sure we're cleaning our skin twice a day, like morning and evening. We're toning after we wash our face, we're exfoliating, we're using masks when we can, we're applying moisturizer morning and night. So take care of your skin, obviously drink lots of water. Just when you have clean skin, and stress shows, right? Like, it is stressful times, so stress shows on your skin a lot. Take care of your skin, because your makeup is only gonna look as good as your skin is, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Enjoy the moment.
So is the focus more on the eye makeup now?
It is,
because the mask is on, right?
Because some brides are wearing a mask. With, like,
yes, I saw that.
Even Pakistani designers.
Yeah, they're matching.
Exactly, they have matching masks. But I would just, like, even though our wedding limit has decreased in numbers, like, we don't have 100 or 300 guests, we have 10 people or 50 people.
It's their special day.
Exactly. So it's like, don't compromise on the fun of your wedding. Like, still enjoy it to the fullest.
Still enjoy it.
Yeah, you have your closest family and friends with you. It is still a special day. It's still your wedding day, and just don't compromise on the fun of it. Still enjoy it as much as you can.
Still do maybe whatever you wanted to do. It's just with a reduced number. Perhaps it's better.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got your close, immediate family with you, right? Those are the most important people in your life, anyways.
I mean, you're narrowing it down from like 500 people to 10. So
exactly. Exactly. Those 10 people are very special. Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so the focus is on that. And how long does it typically take you for a bride, with all our jewelry and the pinning and everything? Have you noticed that people are going down with their bridal looks? Like, even the outfits? Because I was looking at some brides and I said, okay, like,
a lot more subtle simplicity, especially for nikahs, like very simple, minimal makeup looks, like just a flush of blush, natural lipstick, minimal eye makeup, and then they'll go a little bit heavier on the wedding day and then more neutral on the walima day. Like, those are, because people want to be traditional on their wedding day, and then they will tone it down a lot more for the nikah if they do that separately in walima as well.
Yeah, I noticed it too, that a lot of people have toned down the overall look. Maybe, they can spend that money on something something else, maybe save, buy a house. So how do people get in touch with you?
So the best way to reach me is email me at contact@mariamqureshi.com. I also have my phone number is 613-218-0587 is the easiest and quickest way to get in touch with me. But yeah, and then on my Facebook and Instagram page, BU by MQ.
Yeah, and we'll obviously display her card at the end of the show. So thank you so much, Mariam, for coming, and we enjoyed. I really enjoyed, learning tips from you and how important skincare is for everybody. Skincare seems to be the most important thing. If you've got good skincare, good skin, then any type of makeup will obviously look good on you.
Yeah, drink water.
Drink a lot of water, exactly. So thank you so much, and we enjoyed it. See you soon. Take care.
Thank you for having me.
उम्मीद है कि आपको आज का शो पसंद आया होगा और हमने काफ़ी इनसे टिप्स लिए और हमें ये भी पता चला कि इन लोगों को कितने एक्चुअली एक्स्ट्रा वर्क करना पड़ा है सबको अकोमोडेट करने के लिए सेफ्टी रीजंस की वजह से क्लीननेस यही सब कोविड की वजह से तो हम सबको चाहिए कि सब लोकल बिजनेसेस को सपोर्ट करें जो भी हमें चीज़ों की नीड है हमें चाहिए कि रीच आउट करें जो भी हमारे लोकल बिजनेसेस हैं डिफरेंट फील्ड्स में उन सबको हमें सपोर्ट करना चाहिए तो इंशाल्लाह नेक्स्ट वीक मुलाकात होगी आपसे थैंक यू